Welcome to the Superhero Training Academy, where we are training girls to unleash inner strength against anxiety and low self-esteem. And actually, we're all secret superheroes. So whilst many girls are feeling more anxious and more socially reticent, maybe finding the world harder to be in, there's actually nothing wrong with them or with you, their carers. It's a natural, normal stress response to a world that, for many people, is a bit difficult to grow up in. So let's start with knowing that every girl has an inner superhero, but sometimes anxiety and low self-esteem can make her forget how strong she really is. So today we're going to explore some superhero strategies to help girls rediscover their powers and become the amazing, confident young people that they actually already are. This video will cover some practical tools for girls to help manage their anxiety, boost their self-esteem, and it's put together as fun superhero training exercises. So the first step is discovering her superpowers, power recognition, because everyone has unique powers, not just superheroes. But in this superhero training, the first thing she needs to do is identify what her powers are. So it could be that she has heightened intuition and sensitivity, or an incredible ability to show empathy. Maybe she possesses really creative problem-solving skills. So here are a couple of real-life tips. First of all, help her to identify her strengths by listing out all the things that she's good at, her hobbies, maybe it's subjects at school, or ways that she likes to help others. And this will help her to start seeing herself as capable. And after doing that, then list the skills that she's naturally got or that she's developed in order to be good at that thing. The second tool is to keep a gratitude or an achievement journal so that she writes down at the end of every day at least 3 things that she did well. Doesn't matter how small they are, because that will build her sense of accomplishment and reinforce a positive self-awareness. And go out and buy a beautiful book together. Who doesn't love a new piece of stationery? And then you do it too, because then she'll see this as a really useful tool for adult life. Step 2, battling those negative thought villains, defeating the self-doubt monster. In every superhero story, there's always a villain. And in this case, it's the self-doubt monster who spreads lies like, you're not good enough or you'll never succeed. So here are a couple of real-life tips. First of all, name and talk back to that villain. Encourage your girl to name her self-doubt monster and then recognise when it's speaking to her. And teach her to challenge those negative thoughts by asking, is it really true? And then the second tip is help her to tell a different story. So if the monster says, you're terrible at maths, help her to reply with, well, I might struggle with maths, but I'm working on it and I'm making progress. Or if her monster inside tells her, you've got no friends, she can counter it with, well, I'm quirky and picky, so I'm only looking for 1 or 2 special friends, and friendship takes courage and time to build, and I'm going to work on it. Step 3, mastering the cloak of calmness. So this is calm cloak training, because superheroes need to stay calm under pressure, which is why they have their cloak of calmness. And actually, anxiety can hardly touch you when you've got this on. So here are the real-life tips. First of all, some breathing techniques. First of all, if in doubt, breathe out. So often when we're stressed, we kind of hold our breath. So that can be useful just to empty your lungs. But perhaps you might also find useful a simple technique like the 4-7-8 method, where you breathe in for 4 seconds, or the count of 4, hold it for 7, and then breathe out for 8. When you breathe as if you're calm, it tricks your brain into feeling safer and that you could be calmer. And this is a way of activating the calm cloak, calming the nerves during stressful situations by using your breath. The second tool to help her stop spiraling is to be in the moment. So a really clever way of doing that is to focus on her senses. What can she see right now? What can she hear? What can she touch? What can she sense? And this really helps to ground her when anxiety strikes. Step 4, building the shield of self-worth. So this is shield strengthening. Just like a hero's shield deflects attacks, the shield of self-worth will protect girls from outside negativity and outside self-doubt. So, couple of real life tips. Oh, 3 this time actually. First of all, a list of things that she could say to herself that are going to boost her. And every girl is different, so she's going to need to find the ones that work for her. So something like, I am brave, or I'm enough, or I'm capable. And practicing just saying that to herself in moments of anxiety can really help her reinforce her inner shield. And then, of course, we need to surround ourselves with allies. So help her to identify who of her friends are really good friends and who are supportive, who in her family she can turn to, whether she has any mentors who can kind of lift her spirits and encourage her, because positive relationships really help to reinforce a sense of self-worth. And that takes me on to the 3rd tip, which is something that at Rights for Girls we call mother-daughter dates. The first chapter of my book actually is devoted to this. So if you haven't read my book, From Daughter to Woman, you might find more information in there is useful. But actually, any child, girl or boy, boosts their self-esteem when an adult chooses to spend their spare time with them. And that's what the date idea comes from, is something that you plan ahead, that you anticipate, you look forward to. It's outside of ordinary life, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time or a lot of money, but just a regular commitment, say once a month, where you spend a little bit of time, just the two of you. We have diaries actually for journaling it, which becomes a keepsake memory of recording the dates that you've been on. And the page that the girls really love is when you rate the date. But you can find those in the shop at our website, rightsforgirls.com. Step 5, practicing superhero challenges. So this is to build courage and go on courage missions, because superheroes regularly take on challenges to grow stronger. So we want to encourage our girls to take on small, manageable challenges, which are like mini missions to build courage and build their resilience. So first real life tip is to encourage her to step out of her comfort zone. Not too far out, don't want to freak out. We want this to be successful, but what could she try that would be new, that would just be take a bit more courage and step just outside what feels comfortable? It could be that she tries a new activity, or she speaks up in class, or she asks for help when she needs it. And these really small acts can be seen as superhero training missions, and actually will help her realize that the world doesn't end if you make a mistake. And actually stretching ourselves a little bit, we realise we're stronger than we think we are. And then really important, celebrate those wins. After each challenge, make sure to celebrate not just their success, no matter whatever the outcome is, the success is that she tried. And every mission that she takes on helps her to grow more confident and more resilient. And then we finish with graduating from the academy. So celebrating the superpowers. Now that she's doing her superhero training, she is learning some tools to tackle anxiety and low self-esteem, and will be much more ready to face the challenges with courage and self-belief. If this has been useful, we run a program at Rights for Girls called GirlsNet. It was designed during the pandemic for exactly this, to build girls' resilience and resourcefulness in times of change and challenge. So if you're at all interested in our online 6-week program for girls of any age between 8 and 18 in small groups with their same age peers, take a look at our website, rightsforgirls.com, and under girls groups, click on GirlsNet. And then finish with encouragement. Always tell your daughter or the girl that you care for to remember that she is her own superhero. She has incredible powers within her, unique to her, and with the tools that she's learning, she can handle anything that comes her way. So to go out there and show the world her strength and her specialness. And if you found this useful, and potentially something you could pass on to your girl, and you want some more, there's another short video for parents and carers called The Secret to Calming Your Child's Anxiety. It's free, and it's on our main page on our website, rightsforgirls.com. Rights is spelled R-I-T-E-S. If you just scroll down on the main page, you'll see the video that you can click on there. Another short video. And we'd love to hear from you what you're finding works for your child, especially helping to boost their esteem and build their confidence.